Okay, we're back with the assembly of the engine bells. What I ended up having to do for this setup is I had to make a little riser board underneath this to make up the size that it needs to be, so this part actually sits flat and flush all the way around consistently. How I achieved this was basically I just had to mock it up, cut the pieces to fit, and then pre-assemble it and put it together. There's another area that when you go to put this assembly together, you'll have to take these backing plates that are made for the, I'm going to pull up here a little bit close, these little backing plates. What I ended up doing is I went all the way around and I had to drill out little holes in each one on each side in order to have a place for the wires to actually sit through the backing plate, so I can wire it inside and have run an LED out to the finished engine bell. But basically, these need to be wired the same size for the engine bell as the mounting bracket for the back side, and that's how you do it. And that's basically how I did this setup. And I prefabbed all those. And then what you'll need to do is this comes in three sizes of tubing, and I pre-cut these, and they're very easily marked. And they start off with running a 2 millimeter, a 3 millimeter. Here's the 2, and then it's going to be down to 3 millimeter, which is the mid size that's in the mid pin, and then it's going to finally finish off with a 4 millimeter tubing. I picked aluminum on this just to keep the weight down, but I was only available to get the 2 millimeter in brass, so I just went with the brass tubing. But this is plenty robust for it. And basically, what it ends up being is when it's all put together, and I prefabbed a bunch of these ones in the back here, you can see they're all ready to go. But basically, what I ended up doing is, and I'll break a couple of these out. And there's the top one and then the mid one. And so when they're all together, this is kind of what they're going to look like when they go into the backside and then come out to the engine bell. There's a little bit of play in them, but that's actually good because you need a little bit of movement in order to get these all aligned and adjusted before you glue them. But that's how they're going to go inside, and that's how it kind of sits inside there. And then these go straight through and then pick up the engine bell. So then here's the bell right here, and they're basically, they're made to fit right on there. And this one, as you put them together, and again they've got a little bit of play in them, so I'll put that in there. And that is basically how the final setup is going to be. And they're going to want to twist out because they don't have them glued. But see if I can hold it together and do a little quick mock-up of this. It's kind of clumsy, but anyway, that's basically the setup. So this is going to be the setup. If I don't keep losing the brass stock out of there, I'll try to push it together. But that's what it's going to end up being when it's built. And then again, I use this little riser block underneath here to raise up everything, so it would actually give me a nice even and flat level layout all the way through. But that's what you'll need to build up, and that's how it all goes together. And again, it's going to be using a 2, 3, and 4 millimeter stock for the to make the hookups. And you can prefab all this stuff, and I prefabbed all this and made them all up, and now it's just a series of assembling them. So I'll get on and I'll show them when it's all completed, and then you can see it when it's all done. And then I've got them all built up. I'm not going to finally set them until the very end because I still have to wire them. I have to paint them, and I have to get them ready. And there's one other detail that I'll grab. And I've made a couple of them up. they have this very nice detail, and I haven't poked them all the way through, but there's the little ring detail for the bottom of the engine, and I haven't poked them through all the way yet, but basically this sits inside the engine bell, and then you'll see these rings all the way around. I wonder if I've got one here that I've already kind of poked out. I did a couple of them. Here's one. So here's one that I already cut open and cut all the holes out of it. And then see what this one does. When you take the engine bell, there's a little ring on the inside of the edge, and all it's going to be is it's just going to sit and mount inside there, and then I'll have a little tiny a piece of diffusion material that's going to go on the inside there all the way around the circumference, and the LED will sit way up high in the pocket, and that's how the detail, that's how you get the detail of the ring feature for the bottom of this. It's going to look really cool when it's all together. But that's it. So that's basically the whole engine assembly, along with the engine band. And it's about time for me to get on and get it all together. So I'll see you in the next video, and thanks, and please subscribe.